Hi Fantasy Managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. So in this video I'm going to give you my free hit side for game week 33. I have activated my free hit, I am going to go for it. This is my first initial draft. No doubt there'll be lots of changes, so hit that like button if you enjoy the video, hit subscribe so you can get the latest version of it later on in the week when we'll no doubt change after press conferences, things like that. Team selection videos coming your way as well. Maybe a useful video in terms of just seeing which teams to target for game week 33, all that good stuff coming up. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the game week 33 fixtures are on the screen. We know that there's a lot of double game weeks. That's why we're even talking about the free hit. There are quite a few of the big clubs single game week in, and I don't think we can ignore those. Man City against Brighton is obviously a particular one you would like the look of, and Salah at home to Man United. We know what he did away at Old Trafford. Chelsea Arsenal looks like a difficult game for Chelsea, possibly to get many points, but there are some attractive doubles. My free hit has definitely been activated. I am going for it. We are free hitting in 33, and I have another game free hit to play as well. And I can't play them back to back, so it's not a case of doing 36 and 37. So 33 has to be free hitted, and I'm not unhappy about that. I've been planning it for weeks. And then the other one is potentially game week 37. We'll release a chip strategy video later on in the week to explain why I think 37 will benefit me more than 36. Maybe you will want to share that same strategy and have a look at what I've got to say about that. In the meantime, the premise for this really is we're free hitting on a double game week, so we want to take advantage of double game week players. So I'll definitely prioritise those over single game week players. But because that Man City fixture, I do think there's a conversation to be had around that. European fixtures will determine this. So this is a first draft. Things will change. I have no doubt that 2 or 3 players after the games this weekend in game week 32, maybe there'll be suspensions, maybe there'll be injuries. But definitely those European fixtures and squad rotation, got to keep an eye on that. I'm particularly thinking of Leicester. How are they going to approach that second leg at PSV? Will Madison Barnes play? Will they then be rested? What's going to happen in Inacio? So all those will take a big effect as to what's going to happen. But in the meantime, let's get into the side, and I'm going to show you the statistical analysis and some of the fixtures that they got and why we've chosen this free hit side. At the end of it, we'll then go through some different options because, like I said, this is not by any means nailed and done. So Ramsdale in goal, he will actually be my backup keeper, but because a lot of the premium sides have not gone for the likes of any Liverpool assets, not any Chelsea assets, actually, I've got quite a lot of money splashing around. It makes a heck of a difference when you take Salah out the side, what you've got to play with. Ramsdale, I've got on the bench. Yeah, I just think, why not have that security? I don't think for a minute Schmeichel's not going to play. There's definitely a conversation about Dubravka, whether to play him instead of Schmeichel. For the time being, I'm just putting Schmeichel in there, 4.8, away at Newcastle Everton, decent fixtures. And in fact, even though goals conceded is more than Ramsdale over the course of the season so far, 1.97 to 1.32, considerably more really. Leicester do have a lot of players coming back from injury, and even then he's got, over the last 5 games, he's actually scoring more points, Schmeichel. So he's absolutely nailed in that Leicester side. He for me gets the nod definitely in goal. Moving into defence then, I've got Gabriel. If Tini was fit, he'd definitely be in there. Could go for Cedric. I worry about his place a little bit. If I thought Tavares' form wasn't an issue, then I think I'd go for him as well. Budget not really being an issue, but I think just for nailedness and having slightly more attacking threat than White, Gabriel's in there. Southampton away, Chelsea away, not the easiest second fixture there. You wonder what Southampton motivation is going to be like. Hopefully a clean sheet for them, for Gabriel. And then Target, if I'm looking at any Newcastle defender, with those fixtures I think I need to include one. I think Target possibly just offers the largest attacking threat out of all of them. Cancelo then, he's my only single game week player, 7 million, Brighton at home. He offers obviously great attacking threat. He always plays, even though he's still with a slight chance of rotation, you would say. But if he doesn't start, he very rarely will come on. So there's a little bit of safety in that. But again, a conversation I'm happy to have around Cancelo. Do I add to City players to this? Is there any ones I think I would consider? Or do I not play any at all? Tarkowski, I think for Burnley, fixtures look decent. It'll be a tricky game away at West Ham. Hopefully clean sheet against Southampton. And he offers again a slight attacking threat. You could go Collins. Not against that. Ben Mee wasn't playing in the last game, so I have to keep perhaps a look at his fitness. But otherwise, Tarkowski gets the nod for me. And Harry Maguire, he's got that tricky game against Liverpool at Anfield. I'm not expecting anything more than a couple of points in appearance for him there. We're nailed in that Man United side. Hopefully he gets that clean sheet and all the damage is done in that Norwich game at home. Looking at their statistics, 1.32, so Arsenal much improved defensively this season. 0.11 goal involvement, not expecting a great deal. Target slightly better. Cancelo obviously the pick of a bunch at 0.25. Tarkowski very similar to the other two, and then Maguire. I remember him scoring earlier on in the season. I managed to get on him. I think it was against Leeds. Let's hope he can do something similar. But really, I'm looking for clean sheets, and these players, other than Cancelo, are just playing 2 games, and I think they're the most likely to get both games in. Let's move into midfield. Saka, I don't think I'd want anyone else in that midfield. He's the pick of the bunch. So away at Southampton, away at Chelsea, he should play both games. No European distractions or involvement for Arsenal. They're going for that 4th spot. Every game matters. The only, I suppose, concern is, and we'll find out this weekend, long before the game week 33 deadline, is he going to be shifted to fullback? Really hope not. Not with his attacking threat. You wouldn't have thought they would do that, but there is rumours. We just need to keep an eye on that. Maddison, he's one I'd have to really take an eye and keep an eye on with the press conferences and look at what team Leicester are going to play. Could easily shift across to Barnes, but other than those two, there's not many in midfield I want to go for Leicester. Does he get rested at this weekend, over the weekend, and then rested for Eindhoven? If he does, and then plays 90 minutes against Eindhoven, is he going to play both these fixtures? I suspect of Roger's comments about rotation and a lot of fixtures in this month that Maddison will probably not play 180 minutes in these 2 fixtures, but I don't think Barnes will either. If he starts one, get a subs appearance in the next, that may be more realistic. I have to judge this nearer the time. I do want a Leicester player in with those fixtures, but there is a conversation to be had around that. Fernandes, I think he's non-negotiable for me. He's a real captaincy choice as well. You want, obviously, all that damage to be done at home to Norwich. Liverpool, anything's a bonus there. And James Ward-Prowse is a player I've not had all season. As a Southampton fan, I've kind of been a little bit biased against us, I think. I just don't want that heart over sort of the statistics decision to make. So I've tried to avoid him. Even Livramento I've not played. So give me your thoughts below. Is Ward-Prowse a decent option? I know he's going to play 90 minutes in both games. So that's why he's in there. He's on pens. He's got free kicks. Hopefully something be quite expansive. Nothing to lose, nothing to fear. Home to Arsenal. Can see them maybe scoring there. And away at Burnley is a green fixture. But Ward-Prowse, I know he's going to get 180 minutes. So straight away I know he's got 4 points. And then Cornet, I think the fact that he got a goal assist last game really just helps bring him into the side. But I think he's definitely an option anyway. Hopefully it means he's less chance of rotation. Away at West Ham, not a great fixture. At home Southampton, though, that looks quite nice for Burnley. So much to play for. Good player. Hopefully we get some returns from Cornet. So Saka, his goal, past 5 games, he's been really good. 30 points. Great expected goal involvement. He just is the heart of everything for Arsenal. Maddison has been really good as well. 25 points last 5 games. Fernandes, obviously, he's been picking up hugely. If Ronaldo gets rotated at any point, then hopefully Fernandes even plays further forward and will be on pens. But XGI, I mean, compared to last year, and for value for money, you're certainly not looking to bring him in longer term. But for this double game week, yeah, absolutely. 0.58, 32 points over the last 5 games. He comes in. Ward-Prowse, decent goal return, 0.32 expected goals, and the same as Cornet, strangely enough, very similar stats. Though you say Cornet slightly more offensive than Ward-Prowse and a little bit cheaper. Looking up front, Inacio, he is a concern, but we'll have to keep an eye on him in terms of rotation. But no Vardy, him or Daka possibly sharing minutes. The fact that he scored in his last league game at Old Trafford, that's got to help things. So he's got Newcastle and Everton away. Ronaldo has to come in, I think. He's back from illness. He's had a rest, so hopefully he'll stay out of that red zone. So he should be available for both games. Again, are we away at Liverpool? What a reception he's going to get there. You'd imagine he's just hoping all that damage is done in that Norwich home game. And then for the fixtures again, we've got Newcastle, Leicester at home, Palace at home. On pens, Wood has to come in, playing both games, 90 minutes. I think for me, he's almost sort of bordering on non-negotiable for me, which is not something I'd say about Chris Wood, I thought. So looking at the team and its entirety, just going through the points, Ronaldo 30 points last 5 games. Look at those goals, much more than Wood. 20 points for him, 16 for Inacio. So Ronaldo clearly the pick of it. And the whole side would only cost 101.3. So you do have a little bit of money. You might have a lot more than that, but well within budget. And if you really were struggling for any budget, then you can obviously downgrade one of your keepers if you needed to. Cancelo is a conversation you could have about having him or not. The biggest problem, I suppose, if you put this side together is all of a sudden is, who do you put on the bench? For the time being, possibly you go for Cancelo, Ward-Prowse and Inacio for minutes, which would leave you with Gabriel, Target, Tarkowski, Maguire across the back. Saka, Maddison, Fernandes and Cornet with Wood and Ronaldo up front. Possibly, I don't know, it'd have to near a time and possibly Ward-Prowse matter. So many calls, but you have so much money, why not have this playing bench? But with a double game week, you'd expect all these players to be playing some part, so you wouldn't expect your sort of first 11 there on the pitch to come away with anything, and anyone on your bench has been playing, but have the money, so why not? Other options that I am considering then, let's have a look. We've got Weghorst, we've got Bowen, we've got Barnes and De Bruyne. De Bruyne, again, single game week player, so is Bowen, but he's been doing really well. Weghorst double, a decent double, but his underlying stats just don't look very good. If Maddison plays minutes and Barnes gets rested, and quite possibly we could bring Barnes into that side. Other players, Burn, you could go for Burn at the back, you could double up. There is a slot for another Newcastle player. And I was thinking Dubravka as well, possibly. So Maximin could come in, and even Lacazette if he's getting the minutes up front for Arsenal. All of these are options, and no doubt others will come on, and we'll discuss that later on when we perhaps go through a more finalised versions of our free hit. That's it for this one then, guys. Thank you for watching. Well done for getting to the end of it. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy. Let me know who's going to be in your free hit side if you are planning to this week. Hit that subscribe button so you get the latest content. We're coming at you with a chip strategy video. We'll update this free hit and then maybe a watch list, team selection, all that good stuff. In the meantime, good luck with the rest of your game week 32, and I shall see you soon.